Hey everybody, coming back at you. I know it's been a little bit of time since I've done review in a bit. Just sorry, just got super busy. I helped coach a extracurricular club at school, and we had competitions this last month. I've been working on planning family, friend, adult group trip to Greece and Turkey next year. I've been hanging out with my kids. Just got really into a lot of stuff last month just to catch up on things, get things going, and didn't have a lot of time to just come on and review. Um, so, but while I was gone, well, I wasn't actually gone. I've still been posting things about our class walk-in music and stuff as you've seen, but it didn't stop me from seeing movies. I've been seeing a lot of movies. I just need to review them, so I'm going to do these in like a continuous clump. Oh, that's a terrible word. Sorry. Um, hey, but anyway, we're up to 194 followers. We are six away from my super mediocre goal of hitting 200. So if you have like six friends you want to invite to come over and check out these reviews and stuff, I will throw a party with confetti. I don't know, cake. How do you eat cake through TikTok? I don't know. Anyway, let me get back to the reviews that we've all been missing out on. I caught several movies in February and into March so far that I wanted to throw out, and this is one I definitely wanted to review. This is Mary Bronstein's "If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You," with Rose Byrne and Conan O'Brien and Christian Slater, ASAP Rocky. Uh, Wanted to get this one in because the Oscars are obviously coming up next weekend, and Rose Byrne is up for Best Actress, and I would definitely call that a tough competition uh, over the view of kind of a really critical view of motherhood in both roles, Hamnet and this movie. And they both did such a dynamite job portraying kind of two different levels of motherhood, attachment of motherhood versus detachment of motherhood, both kind of existing in this um, socio socio kind of pressure of motherhood in both of their different eras. Anne Hathaway's era, Agatha Hathaway's era, and the modern era of how society's viewed the role of a mother um, in light of sickness, right? Like obviously Jesse Buckley is dealing with children and loss of children in the midst of a plague, and this movie we're dealing with a child with an unknown illness who's draining a lot of Rose Byrne's emotional state, right? So yeah, it's great. And I've always really loved Rose Byrne. I can't remember I was trying to think the first time that I saw her, and I think it was, I'm sure I saw her in smaller roles, but I remember specifically Marie Antoinette. Definitely Bridesmaids, Neighbors, Peter Rabbit, the internship, which I love the internship. Whenever the internship is on, I will watch the internship. Um, this is where I leave you. So many great roles, and she just does a phenomenal job in all of them. And I would call this a masterwork. And she carries so much of the movie and carries so much of the camera shots, right? I mean, this camera is just in her face so much of the movie where we are claustrophobic in her mind. We don't get to see necessarily a lot of the side characters like her husband. We don't get to see her daughter who is dealing with an unknown illness. We're just dealing in terms of her kind of bubble of space, and I found that to be so interesting. So if you want to see this and you haven't seen it, go check it out for its performance. And I would guess also just go see it for the message that it lays. Kind of, I can't even really describe it, but this idea of it keeps alluding back to the pressure of motherhood, the pressure of parenthood. And you see a lot of that in the moms who seem to have it all together in the movie, who seem to put a lot of pressure on her, the pressure she puts on herself. She's just constant references to the idea of drowning. So much greatness to this movie, and just the heart and soul and the gut wrenching, disturbing, funny performance that Rose Byrne puts into it is well worth your time to go see this. It's going to break your heart. It's going to break your heart left, right, and sideways. Um, but I found it so interesting how they didn't want to take away the sympathy we have for her, the understanding we're trying to grab for her, especially as a parent, um, by not showing us the kid who is sick, constant pressure she's on with her child having a feeding tube and her child being a picky eater that won't get to the weight she needs to have that feeding tube removed, the constant beeping of the machines. And we're in her head and we're in her space and we're in her face and we feel like every bead of sweat, every moment where she gets more and more emotionally disconnected from the people around her and trying to make attempts to try and find those way back in, trying to sputter herself back into connections with either her patients or with her therapist, a partner who was partially her therapist, played by Conan O'Brien. And oh my gosh, Conan O'Brien, I did not know you had that in you, sir. I knew comedy legend. I've loved Conan O'Brien. The just straight man seriousness of his role. You'd still know it's Conan. I mean, obviously you see it's Conan, but it's the way that he plays it and the kind of the hand of morality of this movie. It does such a great job. Um, the cast of characters that she meets in the motel she has to move into, including ASAP Rocky, who tries to befriend her and tries to find a way into her world as well. And then she wants nothing to do with him in connection, and then along the way tries to use him, and he's not having. It's these are such interesting characters all around. Um, Even just kind of the minor characters play such a delicate role in the film. Sorry. Um, just these constant pushes and pulls at the idea of portals, right? The hole in the ceiling, the hole in her daughter's stomach. Again, the drowning, the water, the hallucinations. It's just I can't even go see it. It's incredible. It's definitely, I would say, between her and Jessie Buckley on this, and just the message of the film. A woman trying to keep up with what society demands of her, to have it all, right? To have a full time job and to be a full time mother and a caretaker by herself with very little assistance, even from her husband who is away and, doesn't seem to feel her pain, feel her anxiety. And we're there with her feeling that. We're like, why won't you just come and help? Yeah, it's great, 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 great film. I think it's streaming right now on HBO. So if you didn't get to see it in theaters, check it out. See what you think. It is a powerhouse performance. And it is a powerhouse message about parenthood in the modern age. So check it out.